Okay, I want to speak about Penuel Mlojo. Penuel Mlojo, or Penuelism. Number one, I need to make a disclaimer. I do not know Penuel personally. I've only consumed his content on the internet. Could it be YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook? I've known him through his videos and through his incredible mind. I think he's one of the great minds we have in South Africa right now. There's a lot of things that he says that I agree with, and there's a lot of things that he says that I do not agree with. And I think he's delusional on the point that he thinks he's a god. But I understand his point, though, on him saying that he's a god, because he thinks everything regards him begins and end with him. So I understand his point as far as that is concerned. But I think with that, he is delusional. Finding I'm not making this video particularly about that. I saw a video that he made, I think a couple of days ago, where he spoke about a few individuals that he's hosted on a Penuel show, which has been transformed into the Convo show. He started speaking about Vusi Tembekwayo, which I've consumed that podcast. I think it was incredible. If I can actually bump into it, I think I'd watch it all over again, because I think it was very, very incredible. I think Vusi Tembekwayo is one of those incredible human beings that we have in South Africa, that most of us actually are frowning upon, maybe because they can't relate on what he relays as far as the business world is concerned and everything that he speaks about. And then he went on to speak about Tendo Mantinyarare. I wasn't familiar with Tendo Mantinyarare until I saw him on the panel show, and I think what an incredible mind in terms of knowledge of history. And I saw the debate they had with Aike Kumalo, whom also I only saw or get to know him through Penuel or via Penuel show. I think he's brought on his podcast some of the incredible minds that I personally I wasn't familiar with, but when I saw them I was like, oh, now that guy is something else. So that's what Penuel is. But from Murutendo you could see that some of the things that he dislikes that Murutendo does, and he was very vocal about those issues. And then he went on to Europe herself. Number one, before I speak about what I picked up from Penuel speaking about Europe herself, I've said a couple of times since I've seen him with Penuel show, we make Kumak G, and also there's an interview that he made with a guy from America, I think. And particularly from the interview he made in America, I've said, I think Europe herself doesn't care about the South Africans, and he is here as a capitalist, and what he wants is to make his money, and then that's it. That's what I said about him. But I think Penuel started ranting. All of a sudden he started ranting, and I think he was actually venting out his frustrations. He's not satisfied about something. I wonder what it is, but I'm worried about Penuel because he's one of the incredible minds that we have in South Africa that is out there on the social media that we consume a lot, because I personally consume a lot of Penuel content, because I think he has an incredible mind. It doesn't matter that I disagree with a lot of things that he might be saying, but you can't take away the fact that he has a brilliant mind, and maybe there are a few people who can actually match up to him in terms of knowledge in general, and the articulation and everything that he does. I think he is brilliant at what he does. So I'm very, very worried, because while he was ranting, I picked up that there's something he knows that probably can't share publicly, but at the same time he needs to show his frustration. That's what I picked up. So I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I think losing worried, because I think he was one of the people who were very, very close to Penuel. Maybe that have gotten to him. And speaking about Rob Hersoff, knowing that a week before the passing of Warwick, he went to, I think a podcast that belongs to Rob Hersoff. Then a week after that, he passed away. Maybe because his name was mentioned somehow, in that podcast. I think maybe he knows something that might have transpired. Okay, let me hold it here before I start spouting nonsense, because I need to respect Warwick Stock. I think he also was a brilliant mind that you've heard in South Africa. Unfortunately, he passed on a cruel fashion, at which I do not wish anybody would actually suffer the same fate. Let me just hold it there in respect of Warwick Stock, and then continue with the point I was trying to make about what I've picked up from me ranting or venting Penuel. But I think he was venting his frustrations because he's not happy about something. And whatever it is that he's going through, I'm hoping that he gets better. He finds himself again, and then be the greater Penuel than the one that you know currently. Because I think there's a lot that we are yet to actually get from that guy. I think he's brilliant, but he hasn't reached his limit. I think there's more that guy can still give. So whatever that he is going through, I hope that he actually overcomes it and come back even stronger. Penuel, be stronger, bro. Be stronger. Be strong.